What's up guys, back in today with another reaction to the Berserk manga, this time with volume 20. I'll be covering the chapters Shadows of Idea parts 1, 2 and 3, so slightly longer video than the last couple today I do believe. We'll just have to kind of reread a little bit of Martyrdom and Collapse, so that has been a week, but from what I remember I think we took down the majority of the torturers in the first chapter, and then the second chapter we had some cool Skull Knight stuff, but again I do forget a little bit, so we'll just go over it again. Again, I remember this pretty well. Again, it was almost quite sad, honestly, that all these torturers unfortunately got killed. Yeah, there were some beautiful shots last time, as usual, of course, but yeah, rest in peace to these torturers. Cedro, Puck. I'm not sure why Puck is, but I guess Puck's just kind of looking after Cedro. But Cedro, Puck, and Mosgus and the two twins have kind of flown off. I imagine to where we see Casca in the Revelations chapters, with her on the stake. I imagine they've gone wherever that stake is and going to set her on fire. I imagine. But again, this is the chapter I really need to kind of clean myself back up on. We obviously saw this beautiful creation right here. That was really awesome, wasn't it? Again, lots of beautiful artwork last time. Lots of beautiful artwork. Yeah, so it looks like I think the whole castle kind of, well, oh yeah, I remember. We ended up with the castle actually kind of turned into a hand, didn't we? Yeah, right there. And even more prominent in this shot, there's Puck and Cedro. And there's a even more prominent shot of that from below. Again, it really does. I'm not sure I picked up on this last time, but this really does look like the kind of the floor. I'm not sure what kind of floor it is, but it almost looked like the surface level of the eclipse in the Band of the Hawk, in the what's the arc called again? I forget. Midland Band of the Hawk arc stuff. Really looks like what happened when we used the Behelit there, doesn't it? With these kind of gigantic faces. This is slightly different, of course. These are like sort of like plagued dead bodies turned into like these faces from demons, but again, it's a really kind of invoking shot of the eclipse, isn't it, with the hand all the way up, and then again the kind of surface of these, and the people kind of almost sacrificed as well. When I think I'm actually starting to put it together a little bit more now that I've had a week off, that perhaps I originally thought when it said we'd kind of recapture the events of the eclipse, that it would mean kind of using a Behelit. Someone would use a Behelit and it would kind of go into the same situation again, but it's actually quite strange that the situation we're in the eclipse has almost been kind of thrust upon us without anyone actually even really using a Behelit. It's kind of recreated that itself just in the normal world, which is quite crazy, isn't it? Which is definitely terrible. Definitely terrible for the people of this universe, isn't it? But yeah, I think I've actually pieced that together a little bit more now. And looking at this shot kind of fresh, it does really kind of invoke that image again, doesn't it, of that pillar with Griffith's kind of cocoon in the hand, and this being the kind of surface where so many were sacrificed. Obviously these people dying of the plague and such, the ones sacrificed. But yeah, we haven't even got into the chapters today. Let's get right into those. Do let me know what you guys think about these down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date. And let's get right into it. What was that? Look! Is it an eclipse? Is that an eclipse right now? Or is that just the moon? It only happens like there's a long time between eclipses usually, aren't there? I can't imagine it. But yeah, the clouds are splitting apart, so that light is shone on this hand right here. Shadows of Idea, Part 1. Interesting that the clouds are actually kind of moving into the hand as well. That is not normal, is it? Interesting. It's almost like a deep fog. Maybe that's just like the clouds from the castle kind of being destroyed and such. The yeah. The tower. What in the world happened? Luca. Hold it right there, Pepe. Again, what a strange name. All these girls have strange names. What good is you're doing? Is you're going down there? But shh, be quiet. I hear something. The wind? No, from the refugee slum. Screams? Holy crap! What's going on? Oh, I see. So as the wow, that is awful, isn't it? Holy shit! It seems like the giant mass of blob demons has reached the refugee camp, which is awful. Father, there. Mother's father. Sorry, mother. Father's. Father's. Mother. Holy crap. Fucking hell. How horrible is that? Like it's kind of merging with her. It's like halfway through merging with her. Bloody hell. That's a pretty damn cool shot, isn't it? Jesus Christ. This is just going to be a bloodbath here, right? How many people are going to die right now? Again, this is like I said. When I thought when they said about kind of mirroring the eclipse, I thought as again kind of doing the same event, which I feel like might happen. I feel like there might still be a kind of egg kind of opened and cracked and such, but even without that, it's mirroring the events and just in normal human life. It's this kind of the human level. We've heard a lot about there kind of being kind of in between, and then the kind of the demon kind of stuff. But this is just on the. They're really kind of on top of each other now. The way I see it is as like kind of two worlds, and they're kind of really kind of like an eclipse. I think the eclipse is a kind of perfect kind of analogy for that, isn't it? That they come together and kind of overlap, and they're really kind of merging now. Crazy, isn't it? So many people are going to die right here. My God. This reminds me of is it The Return of the Living Dead? Yeah. Reminds me of the Return of the Living Dead scene where that guy with the mohawk gets his bloody skull chopped by the sludge demon, by the sludge zombie guy. I can't remember his name. The tar man. That's the one. Reminds me of that scene. Jesus Christ. Fires. This place is, yeah, I was going, Jesus Christ, it's like they're smoking on like a three-way shisha. Look at this. Oh my, oh, it's a little girl as well. How awful is that? Yeah, it's like they're eating spaghetti and they've all fucking got, they're all trying to slurp the same bit of spaghetti. Jesus. My God. it's quite funny almost. It's all, I mean, I know they've turned to demons, but it's almost like what a lot of these people were doing anyway, honestly, with the witch trials and stuff and the heretics. There's a little boy there as well. Jesus Christ. What a demonic shot this is. Fuck off. I can't speak. You heard what I just said about this being a fucking almost like an analogy for these guys and what they're already doing, and the first thing they say is heretics. Fuck off, man. Guys are so insane, aren't they? Like, surely at this point you can classify these guys as insane. The way that the way these beliefs kind of run. I feel like, I mean, it might be a bit harsh to some people, I guess, but I feel like that's the same with some religious people in the real world, isn't it? They're just so stuck in their beliefs they kind of dismiss actual fact and science, especially, of course. Again, it's not like I'm against religion and such, but I've seen videos and I've spoken to people where, again, it's just they don't heed this stuff. They don't heed fact, which is annoying sometimes. Again, I understand their kind of personal belief comes above most, and I'll never argue with someone about this. I'll never try and kind of change someone in that way, which is quite ironic because a lot of religions do try and change other people, but I'll never try and kind of dismantle them or anything. But again, it's just a good point that fact and science is just nothing to these people, and I mean it is actually everything to the world, if that makes sense. That's how you understand the world. I feel like they've done a pretty good job at portraying this in this story so far, to be honest with you. I'm not sure how prevalent religion is in Japan. I mean, I know they've got these, I know they've got a lot of shrines and such, but I'm not really 100% sure what the kind of main religion is or anything. So can't comment too much on that, but it's heretic sorcery. They're possessed by evil spirits. Run to the tower, to Albion. Like you'd be any safer there. Like, this blob is kind of encompassing everything. Holy crap, no way. I mean, I saw this a second ago, but didn't think that much of it. But is this a giant fucking brand right here? Is this a giant brand right here, made by the fires burning people alive? Holy crap. Kind of seems like it, doesn't it? Even though we can't fully see it. Jesus. How many people are going to die right here? Like, thousands upon thousands, right? Oh, God. Damn it. And like I said a minute ago, this is all actually in the kind of human world. So are these sacrifices, what we saw with Griffith, he needed a lot of kind of, he became as powerful as he was. I'm not sure if it's because there were so many sacrifices, but I imagine it was a part to play in there. So what is going to be born from this is a good question. What the hell is going to be born from this? Especially as there's already 5 fingers to the God hand. They're going to be the second hand of God. I mean, God has 2 hands, right? God damn it. What the hell's... I don't think there would be another God hand, but maybe something above that. Maybe something just below that, perhaps. Does it look like Guts is, yeah. Yep. Jesus Christ, just how many people? I mean, saying from this, just in terms of like this area, I'm going to try and do some maths here for a minute. Again, I'm quite good at predicting stuff like this, to be honest with you. I'm quite good at assuming and guessing numbers and stuff, and a kind of calculated guess. I've always been really good at that. I've never really been good at areas and diameters and stuff, though, to be honest with you. I mean, yeah, I mean, like near 10,000, right? Something along those lines. I imagine just like 10,000 people just like almost instantly died right here. Maybe, probably more, to be honest with you. Probably more, if anything. I'm not 100% sure. I'm just going on off the number of tents, but as we saw with Luca, there could be like 6, 7 people in those tents. We've usually seen like 3 or 4 being like a family, but and that's in just what we can see as well. So yeah, at least 10,000, I think. Again, considering how many people Griffith sacrificed, it does beg that question, doesn't it? But again, it's a different situation. We're not in the kind of. It is a slightly different situation, even if it does mirror it. But look how prominent that is. Imagine being Guts just fucking staring at that. Jesus Christ. And here it is still. Maybe that kind of gives him flashback to, again, the eclipse again, I imagine. That why he's looking like that. As I said, this is very reminiscent in general, isn't it? I think he's just absolutely shocked right here. And maybe taken a bit back in time. Everyone, get as far from the tower as you can. Those with free hands, help the wounded. Oh God. Lady Farnes. Vice Commander, the refugees. Help me. Have mercy. Run somewhere else. run away from me is what I'd say if I was. Obviously, we know this. I forget his name. I had it for a second there as well. But yeah, this guy's quite a nice guy, isn't he? So I don't think he'd say that, but I mean, if this is a real life or death situation, I'd be like, yeah, run that way, run away from me, get that shit away from me. Holy crap! So that's the unfortunate thing. I mean, these aren't zombies, but the unfortunate thing about zombies, which are similar to these demons are a bit more ruthless. I kind of see these more as like the kind of deadite type demons. Obviously not the same, but a little bit less than a deadite demon, but similar. But again, with zombies, I haven't really seen. What's the last zombie movie you guys watched? I mean, I was just thinking about it just then. Like, the last zombie movie I watched was ages ago. Must have been, because like I was about to say, zombie movies have been kind of almost overdone to death. Like there's been many iterations of zombies, hasn't there? I really like kind of takes like the Return of the Living Dead on zombies. My favourite kind of just kind of purely kind of undead. Like, you can decapitate them, you can destroy their brain, but they'll still be, if they have one finger left, that finger will still be moving. I feel like that's one of the most scary type of zombies. They have running zombies, walking zombies, swimming zombies, zombie strippers. I watched that movie when I was really young, just because it had Robert Englund in it, and yeah, probably should not have watched that movie at the age of like 10. But yeah, I've seen so many different types of zombies, and like I said, it's almost been kind of done to a point where, what can you do that's new? I quite like the zombies in. I can't remember what it is. Is it Warm Bodies? I think that might have been one of the last zombie movies I watched, to be honest. And that was almost like 10 years ago. But these kind of like skeleton type zombies that are really fast and quite agile and quite scary. I quite like fast zombies. But like I said, with the Return of the Living Dead, I really like the slow ones that have this kind of unendingness to them as well. But like the point I was just getting at, it's like, when's the last zombie movie that came out? I can't even say. Again, it must have been Warm Bodies, Zombieland 2. I feel like they're the last ones I did see, to be honest. I feel like there's just not many zombie movies coming out anymore. Not many big ones anyway. There probably is. but none that I've seen. Sorry guys, just a bit of a tangent here. This video is going to be long enough as it is. Army of the Dead, a Netflix. I mean, it looks pretty generic. I have not seen that. I've not seen that. But yeah, I think again my favourite one's Return of the Living Dead. 28 Days Later is pretty good as well. Obviously, all the Romero films are usually really good. There's maybe one or two bad ones. I guess Resident Evil. I haven't even watched it because I didn't hear it's very good. And honestly, all the Resident Evil movies aren't that good, to be honest with you. So I haven't watched that one yet. Might need to watch it, but I've just heard it's almost like a bit of a Marvel kind of just full of references, which I'm not sure I would actually hate because I do really like the original Resident Evil. But yeah, there's just really not much here that stands out. Looks like there was a remake of Pet Sematary a couple of years ago. Haven't watched that. I've watched the original with was it Zelda? Yeah, that was scary as hell. But again, it's a remake, so it's nothing new. Like I said, the last one is that Shed of the Dead. Oh God, Zombieland Double Tap, which I haven't watched actually. I've watched the original. Yeah, just not really too much kind of original kind of zombie content or anything. Like I said, I feel like this kind of hit that barrier. I do always wonder about this barrier for kind of fiction. I feel like that it is almost unlimited, but surely at some point with like superheroes and stuff like that, there is like a kind of a point where everything's been done. I feel like that's less the case in kind of movies and anime and this kind of media, but in like songs and such and rap music, I've pretty much heard it all, if you know what I'm saying. I've pretty much heard every line that there is to be said. It kind of almost seems repetitive, but yeah, where is that kind of ceiling? We've been doing this stuff so long. Is there an end to kind of creativity? I'm not sure. Bit of a tangent there. Again, just my disdain for no good zombie movies recently, and again, it was one of my favorite genres growing up, zombies. So yeah, a bit of a shame. Again, it's much more nowadays, like I said, with Evil Dead and stuff, much more about kind of possession. That was a massive thing in horror for a while, wasn't it? Possession movies. But yeah, I like this kind of Deadite kind of demon style kind of possession, to be honest with you. Especially Evil Dead 2. I think that does it best. This is what happened in the Heretic Cave. Ugh. Try and not go on too many more tangents as we go forward. But I also do like the fact that, don't get me wrong, I do like just to finish it off, I do like the fact that there is less zombie movies as well. As much as it was one of my favourite genres, I do like the fact that, especially recently, horror movies are becoming much more they're getting more complex. They're getting actually more kind of story in them. They're getting creative, because like I said, it gets to a point where things are kind of done, so you need to kind of reinvent the genre, and you kind of need to do something completely new other than kind of remakes and sequels. And I really hope they stop fucking calling stuff the same. Like Scream 2022. I really hope they stop calling stuff the same bloody name. It's so obnoxious that they call like a remake or a redo or a sequel later on the same bloody title as the original. It's an absolute joke. But yeah, ran over. Got a lot to say about that. But as I said, the current state of horror movies is in a very good place to when I was growing up, so I shouldn't complain too much. Should not complain too much. So yeah, this is actually Mozgus firing this fireball then, right? Holy crap. And he's firing at the demons? Interesting. Not looking like it's doing too much. I mean, it is, but that's like such a small portion of this thing. Yeah, these are almost like mindless, kind of savage, kind of demons in possession, isn't it? Whereas again, like Evil Dead, it is a bit more sinister in the fact that they kind of play with you sometimes to really get under your skin. What in? Vice Commander, look! So, I'm thinking, is Mosca still like okay, even though he's a demon now? Because these guys are people of faith, does he not kind of see them as, I guess he still sees them differently as heretics and stuff, I guess, so maybe it makes sense that he would protect them actually. Interesting. We'll have to see more of this. God Breath! He's got his own special move names as well, love that. Haven't seen too much of that in this series, have we? Kind of classic shonen move names. God Breath! We've got the twins flying up and below as well. And again, he still doesn't seem to give a crap at all about Isidro on top of him. That's Mosgus? They're angels! Angels? Like, oh, he's noticed now. Oh, he's just chucked him. Okay, you rat bastard. Where is he? Hopefully it doesn't look like he's chucked him down. It's like maybe he'll be alright. It looks like might be alright because he's chucked him like at the same level. Like, you could have just squished him there. Lambs of God, there is nothing to fear. Got a real square Minecraft-like hand, hasn't he? I've never played Minecraft. Well, I have, but never owned Minecraft. I've probably played maybe like an hour. Not my type of game. Although I like, again, the creativity of it. Whatever supernatural acts those of heresy make of it, if your faith be without one blot, God shall surely smite the power of evil and show us a miracle. Intriguing. Do you reckon he actually doesn't think he's a demon right now? I think I could actually see that. Maybe he does actually think he's an angel of God. I mean, he is in the kind of terms of this show. I mean, he is an angel, but we know these aren't kind of the usual angels you'd think about. But I feel like maybe he's thinking he's the angel we'd think about. That makes sense. A heavenly kind of. He's now almost evolved into one of God's disciples, like one of God's real disciples. See this form of mine. This is the manifestation of God's power. Wings with which to sweep away wickedness. Blessed angel, Father Muscus, our guardian angel, Father Muscus. Amazing what a set of wings can do, isn't it? Jesus, look at these guys. Oh, like proper NPCs. Just doing the fucking, just T-posing. I think they're more like blessing, aren't they? But it kind of looks like they're T-posing. This guy praying. This guy doing the Moscus plank. There's a couple guys doing the Moscus plank. I got one over here as well. Or maybe they're just dead. We shall now burn this witch, the ringleader of heresy running amok in this holy place, at the stake. And what happens when you kill her and nothing changes? Do you feel any remorse? Do you feel at all? Would be a question to ask the human Mosgus. What happens when you kill one of these witches and nothing happens? And nothing changes? I bet you just kind of go on and still reach your kind of righteous, just actions and do it again. It's kind of disgusting, isn't it? We shall put an end to these abominable monstrosities. His legs are so skinny here. Maybe it's just the comparison to Mosgus and his. I didn't realise he was so square. I mean, I knew his face was, but the hands, so square. I think that maybe is a good representation of his kind of solidness, if that makes sense, in his religion and his kind of his firmness of his character. I feel like a square and something kind of rock hard like that is actually pretty fitting of a design for him, isn't it? Oh, and that's where we're ending for this. We got another couple chapters, of course. But yeah, like I said in the intro, I think this is all leading to that kind of a vision in the revelations of Casca at the stake. We'll read some comments real quick. I mean, yeah, not too much to dissect in this, is there? Except for the intro part. No, I say that. Not too much of the comments dissect. Shadow of Idea Part 2. God damn. This looks like the Yu-Gi-Oh card. Yeah, it looks like this Yu-Gi-Oh card that I used to have when I was a kid. Oh, not that one. Oh, for fuck's sake. But yeah, I'm not sure you guys even saw that. I'm not going to bother getting up again. But yeah, it looks like a Yu-Gi-Oh card I used to have as a kid with a dark ruler shouting like this out of his mouth. Again, I imagine there's quite a few shots like this out there, but like I've said a few times, it's funny how much I go back to Yu-Gi-Oh as a child and see so much of the kind of references to Japanese kind of folklore and such in that actually kind of come back to now as an adult. Like crazy. I mean, look at this. These guys are just going absolutely ham right now. Pretty damn cool technique, isn't it? Now, erect a pillar while we hold back the demons. That's amazing that they're finding time to make a stake and burn Casca on during this situation, isn't it? Again, they think she's the source of it. Well, these humans especially think she's the source of it. Again, as a demon, does Mosgus know that she's not the source of it? Or, again, I feel like he maybe doesn't. Like I said, I feel like he might. I'm not really sure when you turn into it, what happens when you turn into a demon if you're just informed on everything as a demon and what kind of goals and such you have. But the way I kind of see this is he's a kind of freshly born demon, so he's, again, maybe he doesn't even kind of realize it. Pretty damn cool shot there, isn't it, though? I'm still yet to see these earthquakes that were talked about in the Revelations. I'm still yet to see a few things. Still yet to see a lot of the Midland army stuff going on with. Maybe that's just kind of happening in the meantime. We'll catch up at the kind of end of that after this. But yeah, we're still yet to see quite a bit of the Revelations, actually, aren't we? I think. Like I said, that could all just be going on at the same time as this, which is probably the case. Vice Commander, what the hell do we do? The only thing to do. As knights, we now have but one task before us. Everyone, charge! Protect the people from the demons. That damn dirty craghead, tossing people around like stones. Crag. A steeple. Jelly sandstone. Okay. Interesting insult. Maybe that's meant to say like crap. Again, I've said worse language, so I doubt it. That damn dirty craghead. Tossing people around like stones. Stoned thief Isidro. I'm sorry that was bad. I wonder if Guts and the others are okay. Pissing me off. Oh god. Well, it looks like Casca's now up and about and moving. It's not groped, is it? But just nasty. People being nasty to her. Hate this guy. I hate this guy's face. In a good way. Ah! Crap! That's bad! What do we do? Casca! The whole castle really getting devoured now, isn't it? Oh shit. Oh shit. Well, have we not quite beat these guys just yet? Holy crap. Oh god, this is terrible. These look really cool though. I think this guy's gonna look really awesome. Demonized, even more. Now possessed by the giant blob of souls. Holy crap, this is almost like a kind of Shadow Sonic type, type deal here. Really cool. Shame that these bodies are now getting even more kind of dismantled. Like I said, rest in peace to these guys, because again, they were quite cool, but now they're just getting puppeteered in death, which is again quite sad, honestly, isn't it? Just let these guys kind of rest and die. Let their bodies rest. They're still? Zoom. No, they're not. Again, they're being consumed. Again, I can't wait to see what these guys look like. I feel like these are going to be some cool ass fucking designs, aren't they? Oh, looks like they left a head. Oh, I think that might actually just be off a statue. Four. 4 angels. Holy crap! What the hell? That's fucking. What's his name? I forget. It's been a while since we've actually seen them, hasn't it? So we got Slain, Femto, Slain, Femto, the I wanna remember these. Conrad, I think was one of them. It's 5, so I'm still missing 2. I'm never gonna remember one of them. But who was the main guy again? The giant brain. Who was this guy? I forget. What was his name? I feel like it was something similar to like Dracula or Alucard or something like that, wasn't it? I don't think I'm gonna remember, am I? No, I don't think I'm gonna remember. I'm gonna have to look it up. Apologies. I always remember Comrade for some reason. I don't know why. But yeah, the other 2 are quite obvious. Void, that's the one. Void, not quite Alucard or or Dracula. Ubik, yeah, I was never remembering that guy. Never remembering that guy. Why is Femto not listed here? Maybe this is before the events and no spoilers, perhaps. Ubik. The Void. Yeah, so it looks like a hell of a lot like Void. Slain. Yeah, wow. There really is again mirroring that. Like again, I really didn't expect it to happen like this. Like I said, I kind of expected someone to activate Behelit and us go through that kind of situation again. But kind of, I actually really like the fact that they're doing it in this manner. So this is what it means. God damn. And it is just the 4 of them. Again, that makes me think even more so that this is all down to fucking Femto, isn't it? I think I'm right with that. Again, can't be sure, but this almost looks a lot like a liquor from Resident Evil, head-wise, with the kind of mouth like that, and the exposed brain, of course. Femto, Slain. And again, I can't remember which one's which out of these guys. I think this one is Ubik, and I think this one's Conrad. Or no, I think I think I might have had the wrong way around. And this guy's probably He looks more like a Conrad, doesn't he? But wow. Yep. The the reaction you'd expect, to be honest, from Guts here. Just thinking back to that, I mean, we've been seeing his descent into this, into more. I mean, with the kind of fox-looking dog type deal that's been surrounding Guts, which was a while ago now. We've been seeing the kind of him being, I wouldn't say consumed. Maybe I would say consumed by darkness, consumed by kind of vengeance and anger and rage. So I feel like expressions and reactions like these are just going to be even more prominent as we go forward. And understandably, again, just he's looking like a hell of a villain right here, isn't he? He almost looks like he's combined a bit with that fox here, if anything, doesn't he? With the eye like that. Interesting. I hope I don't get spoiled by searching this. Luckily, no. I hate, why is it always on the right side? Why can't I move it to the left side? I guess we'll just click on it. The Beast of Darkness, it looks like it'd be called. Fuck's sake. Sorry guys, you might not be able to see this. Maybe I'll just move the page. Yeah, it almost looks a bit like the eye with the kind of slightly almost um not exactly like lightning bolt design, but again it's slightly kind of like that, isn't it? Yeah, as I was saying, it really does look like he's almost combined with that a little bit here. Again, I think that is very much intentional, isn't it? Again, I could be wrong about this, but even his mouth looks like a beast's. Again, I wouldn't say this he's like fully consumed by that right now, but he is. Well, maybe he is. But that is again. I feel like this is very much intentional, isn't it? The fact that it looks like he's kind of combined with that. That is kind of him in this right now. He is that kind of beast, that wild fox. And I'm not sure like cutting this or like that is going to do anything. Like all you're doing is getting rid of the part you're cutting, which is a tiny portion of the actual this being. Oh, these almost remind me of as well of is it Slither, the movie? I said we were doing all your tangents, but the Slither, yeah, it is quite a good movie, honestly. Reminds me of these horrible bloody. Look at this. Look at some of the scenes here. Some really cool effects in this show. If you want to see, I think it's Zondu from Guardians of the Galaxy. I might be getting that name slightly wrong. If you want to see him in a different light, watch this movie. But yeah, it reminds me of the horrible little leech-like things in this movie. Yeah, as you guys can see, there's some really cool effects. Yeah, these little sliver things, really quite gross. And yep, as I said, they just reform the shape. What the? Are the dead spirits merging to take shape? What will follow now is a shadow, no more than a shadow cast high above the earth, by light from a dying sun. Fucking Skull Knight. Fucking Skull Knight. Will follow now as a shadow. So, does this help us out in any way? No more than a shadow cast high above the earth by light from a distant dying sun. Shadow? Then these ain't the real thing? I'm this close, but that sharp pain in the brand's not there. Interesting. I mean, it's bleeding. Interesting. They're not real. Then where is he? That was my question. Why is there only 4 of these? Like I said, maybe it's because the real guy behind this is Femto. But these being not real, does that? I don't think that means that we won't die if they consume us, right? Oh, I think he might just be talking about. Oh, I see. So these are not the real God Hand. I thought in general the whole thing was a shadow, but these are just a shadow of the God Hand. Okay, makes sense. Makes sense. Obvious. But again, I kind of took that a bit more literally. I tend to do that sometimes. If you guys haven't noticed, I tend to be quite literal Ah, steak is almost done. Oh, and I'm pretty sure we. It's just one of the choices that. Yeah, this is one of the choices Skull Knight gave us, isn't it? Fight or rescue. Your lover will be left alone. It won't be as simple as catching two birds. At a time like this, move. Hurry, hurry up! Burn her! Burn her up! If we burn this wench, we'll be saved. I'm. Shadows of Idea Part 2. End. We really are that kind of climax this now, aren't we? Bloody hell. Really at the climax. Yeah, a little bit more wood. Not sure where they're getting this wood from, considering the mass burnings and the demons. Small question. Doesn't really matter. Yeah, true. I agree with this guy. I'm happy at least they didn't strip her this time. Although I can see that happening. Maybe probably burn her clothes off. Some way to get them off. This guy saying Guts is getting better at deciphering cryptic riddles. Not really. He's just unfortunately finding out at the exact time that cryptic riddle it comes to light, if that makes sense. He's in that situation, so I mean it seemed pretty obvious. It's fucking Skull Knight's fault for making him so cryptic. He could have. I mean, it probably wouldn't have helped, but he could have let him know about this situation. He did. He did let him know about the situation, but again, in such a cryptic way, he didn't really understand until he was in it. Shadows of Idea. But it's still a question he could have answered before being in a situation, if that makes sense. Just not explicitly said. The same. Same as that time. It's like Guts steaming. Is he steaming with rage right here? With the same outcome? To be honest, the same outcome wouldn't be too bad, would it, Guts? Honestly. The same outcome as last time, where you guys were saved by Skull Knight, you and Casca. So that would be a good scenario, honestly. As long as Casca doesn't get bloody defiled like last time. She's very pretty in this shot right here, doesn't she? I will say, I think the author of this, Miura, I think his name is, really does have some beautiful kind of character drawing, doesn't he? Especially with obviously the men as well, but some of the women are some of the prettiest drawings I've seen of women in manga. To be honest with you, again, this is my first manga, but just from what I've kind of seen screenshots of here and there, which usually you tend to see what people think is the best kind of screenshots of a manga. So really, really well done in that perspective. Again, I can't save her. Well, not too long now. Not too long now, and we're at the point of revelation that we saw earlier on. Look at all these crazed eyes. My days. I think these eyes at the bottom here look really cool. And they all look really kind of piercing, don't they? But I like that look quite a lot there. Skull Knight. Thanks a lot. Girl, if you value your life, approach not that tower. Okay, Skull Knight. Not so cryptic this time. Again, I could imagine him saying something like, if girl, if you have a life and you expect to, I'm not even going to try actually. Something ridiculous. Distance yourself from here without delay. I'd like very much to run away, but I just can't do that. It doesn't look like I can do much as just one person, and maybe I'm just being stupidly stubborn, but I have to go. I see. I appreciate the help, Death. Thanks. Bye now. She has the bearing of one off the... Sorry. She has... Sorry guys. Eyes are getting a little watery. She has the bearing of one off to deal... Oh, there we go. She has the bearing of one off to deal with some triviality. Again, such a weird relationship that one I never thought I'd see coming. But again, actually one of the coolest interactions in this arc, to be honest. Luca and Skull Knight, isn't it? And Death. With that much horror before her eyes, to cast herself back into the middle of it, and without even a hint of wishing to rely on my power. No, it didn't even cross her mind. Ignorant fool. Ignorant fool hardiness. Or else... But then, if my assistance was solicited now, I would be unable to comply. So he couldn't even help her if he wanted to, or if she wanted him to. She doesn't want you to, so... Ignorant foolhardiness. Again, definitely got to respect Luca, haven't you? Jumping back into the fire right now. Save our girls. But what is Skull Knight next to do? Is the question. Whose leg is that, by the way? All moves as if paralleled to that time. So is this Zod? Is this Zod right here? Kind of got similar hair. And we know they fought outside the eclipse last time, didn't we? Yep. Nosferatu Zod. Maybe that was where I was getting Void mixed up with a little bit. Because I was thinking of Zod during the name was nice, yeah. All mirrors that time. I guess it really does as well, actually. Because Skull Knight done this. Yeah, I didn't even think of that, actually. Skull Knight last done this with bloody... I forget his name now. It's been so long since we've seen him. What's his bloody name? I'm I'm terrible. Again, I've got lots of shows and names to fucking deal with recently, so... Again, it's been such a long time since we saw them. Sk, Casca, Pippin. It's just too much of a normal name that I don't remember. Too much of a normal name. I remember Jadal, Pippin, bloody what's Big Nose's name? I forget his name as well. I don't think there'll be any spoilers here, will there, of course? Rickert, that's the one. Rickert. Who the hell's Dante? Actually, maybe there might be some spoilers because I don't know any of these guys' names. Caucus, yeah. Caucus and Rickert were the ones that I'm missing there. Little Rickert. Yeah, she's like the Rickert of this part, I guess, then. Whereas Goldeneye was helping Rickert before, he's actually helped Luca this time and then encountered Zod. It really is a mirror in every aspect, really, isn't it? Man's missing a horn. Unfortunately, there is no way for man to change the course of this festival. We already subsist within the current of causality. Again, such complicated language. And again, one man missing right there. A little more. In a scant time, my life will run out. That will be the time when. Yeah, I think one of you actually told me that he could actually use the Behelit himself, which is quite crazy. I think anyway. It's absolutely nuts. He's turned into a Behelit and he could use himself. Pretty amazing, honestly. Such a creepy design as well. At least, at the end, I will watch from the summit as my world perishes. Maybe if, like those torturers, I had met that priest somewhere along the line, my life would have been other than it is now. Oh, definitely. Like I said, I kind of respect. Sorry, guys, my phone's ringing. Yeah, apologies about that, guys. My phone probably started ringing, but yeah, I feel like this could be the case as well. Like I said about Moscus, I respect the fact that he actually helped these people. Again, I don't like what he put them into. I don't like the fact he made them torturers, but I like the fact he brought some salvation to these poor humans, and I feel like he probably could have done something similar with this essentially just dead body in a hole. If Moscus found him, he would have gave him a purpose. Even if that purpose was kind of questionable, it's a purpose. Quite sad, honestly, isn't it? Again, I really like this guy's story. Really well done, wasn't it? Well, I have been one of them, and I have been called one of them, and become somebody. Ooh. But no, I didn't meet him. No, rather, my life existed for the purpose of looking down. From that summer of solitude, I sense that now. Enough. Let it end. Jesus Christ, man. Again, look at this guy and you think, what? No way would I ever feel bad, feel sorry, feel horrible about this guy and his backstory, but Jesus. It's amazing, isn't it? Ah, fuck. Gonna go on here. Interesting. Really interesting, actually. These are two very interesting characters in general, aren't they? Coming together right here. The son of Guts and Casca. poisoned by Femto. He's got a very interesting existence himself, hasn't he? Could say is almost just as sad as this guy's. In fact, he's a yeah. Definitely some similarities there in the kind of darkness of their situations, isn't there? Interesting. It's quite fascinating, isn't it? And what's he doing up here? Is he just that? Is he just that? Is it just took that much out of him protecting Casca all this time? This baby saved that witch many times. And here, he viewed that quite a few times, didn't he? This is a body of flesh. It's not a mere human. It's dying. Its power spent. Dying. So yeah, when I thought he was the one who hit that fire, that flamethrower, he got hit by the flamethrower. So yeah, it makes sense. He'd be dying up here. Do you know what? I could see this. I was thinking the worst. Again, I think you guys saw my initial reaction. I was thinking the worst. But then I kind of questioned it a bit more. And now I'm actually thinking he's going to help him, isn't he? Like I said, they relate quite a bit, these guys. He's going to help him here. Again, I can't wait to get proved wrong on the very next page, but you're the same as me then. Misshapen babe. Yeah. Well, I guess this is. I wasn't wrong, but I wasn't right. To us, he's not helping him, but to him, he is helping him. If that makes any sense. This is his salvation, his death, and the kind of end of this, and this eclipse, and this new kind of thing born from him. He sees this as salvation for both him and the kid, them both kind of ending their existence. So in his way, he is helping this kid. Wow. But like this? Why'd you got to kill him like this? Interesting interaction. Interesting. And he's just eating him. Okay. At least you can dream in your cradle of the new world inside me. Wow. Thing is though, what is inside this guy? I questioned this a little while ago, I think, actually. When we saw this guy, I was like, how do the insides of this guy work? Are they human? Does he have like bowels and a stomach? And like, what's in a normal Behelit is a good question. And then, is this guy more human inside or more Behelit inside? I feel like he's probably more Behelit inside. Which means I doubt the baby's got to get kind of digested or anything, to be honest. I think, just like he says here, it's a bit of a cradle almost, kind of holding place. Like what we see with Skull Knight, another good question is what's inside Skull Knight and where the Behelits go. I feel like it might be similar to that, where it's just like a kind of storage almost, just an empty space, perhaps. Again, just absolute guesses for both of those, but I don't think this is the end of the kid, is it? I hope it's not the end of the kid. As much as, again, this guy is trying to save him. Interesting. Oh, I guess we can see right here, yeah, as I said, it's more like a womb of sorts, really. Interesting. So I mean, he's already a demon, right? I was just then thinking, is the baby of Guts and Casca the stand-in for Griffith here? I mean, he doesn't really share too many of the same notes. This is quite a similar situation with kind of Griffith kind of being put in a cocoon and kind of evolving in there. Interesting. But again, like with the other situations, they haven't been exactly the same, so same but different almost. Really interesting. I think this is the final chapter, right? Yeah. Feels like we've only gone through 2. But yeah, I guess that's it. Wow, what an interesting interaction that was to end this volume off, wasn't it? Quite a lot of text in the comments, so I'm gonna go ahead and read them, but might have a little spoiler look at the cover for next time as well, actually. Yeah, that is quite ironic, isn't it? An egg eating a fetus. Almost like it's an actual egg now. But again, in a different way than the usual Behelit would act. Yeah, I agree with this guy. Weirdly enough, I say weirdly enough, I really was not fond of this guy at all, as you guys know. I just thought it was a normal demon, so just kill it. But I have been growing quite a bit fond of this, of Casca and Guts' baby. So it would be a shame if it did die now. Not too much in the comment section here, but again, some really interesting stuff today, wasn't there? Some really interesting stuff. Again, love this interaction here. As I said, actually quite relatable kind of creatures. As different as they are. Really love that bit at the end here. Again, some beautiful artwork. Can't wait to see Skull Knight and Zord Part 2. That is going to be awesome. We reached the revelations, of course. Yeah, some beautiful artwork and stuff. Oh, yeah. Beautiful artwork here. Again, just kind of going through the motions, but see the shadow of the god hand right here. Again, this was really interesting, wasn't it? Like I said, I feel like we might see more of this as we go on as well. I feel like when we got introduced to that kind of fox kind of darkness surrounding Guts, that was never going to be the end of that kind of situation, was it? And like I said, this really kind of reminds me of that fox. I feel like that's going to be even more the case as we go forward. But yeah, we're really seeing the kind of the mirror now, aren't we, of the eclipse, of the original eclipse, aren't we? The giant brand. Again, how many people died there? It's just ridiculous. Obviously we had the Angel Mozga stuff as well. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, I will just have a little peek at the cover for next one. I knew it. I knew it. Like a griffin or a hawk. It looks a bit more like a griffin because it's got legs. I am getting a griffin, right? Right? Yeah, it looks more like a griffin. But with a hawk head. Interesting. As I said, I do feel like it might have been obvious to some people. Really interesting looking sword there. Might have been obvious to some people, but for me it wasn't exactly obvious, but it was, the signs were there that probably was Femto behind all of this. The last cover was a bit of a throw off as well, apparently, so that might be the case for this one also. Really cool armor from Griffith here, isn't it? Really cool armor. Feathers. Yeah, just to compare it to the last one, still don't understand what was in Casca's hands, to be honest with you. But yeah, beautiful art. One of my favourite covers as of late, actually. Yeah, I'm still not really sure what's in her hands here. Like, this doesn't happen. Nothing like this happens, right? Is that her son? If that's her son, what is this, like, weird feather looking thing? I've still got, like, no idea what this is. Maybe we just Google it. Berserk Volume 20 cover explained. Bit of a strange way to end this video, but I'm not sure we're going to get an answer. Yeah, I'm not sure you can just find an answer to something like that that easily. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. That is the end of this volume. Again, the cover artwork for the next one looks really awesome, doesn't it? Probably one of my favourites I've had in a while. But again, some very interesting stuff there. Some really cool character interactions that I would not have expected at all going into this. But yeah, another really awesome volume. Again, probably one of my favourites. And looks like we're really getting to the climax now. Next volume is probably going to be absolutely crazy. Again, I'm expecting to see Femto turn up perhaps and maybe see a bit more of his influence. Well, I think again he's influenced this whole situation, but seeing how he influenced the situation perhaps. But yeah, let me know what you guys thought about this these chapters down in the comment section. Leave a like on the video if you guys liked, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. I'll be back next time with the first couple chapters of volume 21, so hopefully I'll see you guys then, and enjoy the rest of your day, guys.